Cartographer was published in 2021 by Heroes of Providence Eternal. It was designed by Jonathan M. Reichel and illustrated by Ruth E. and Shelley Smith. Heroes of Providence Eternal provided this in exchange for an honest review. 2 to 6 players use cards to tell a story captured in a map grid. Each player starts with 3 cards and can hold a maximum of 5. Hands are face up on the table so your team can see what you have and need. Classes all come with a unique skill that can be used once per game. Players draw from the deck and trade with each other to collect at least one hero, villain, and location card. A combination of these 3 will let you explore, meaning tell a brief story involving each card and one of its 3 story elements. If you successfully explored, the location card is placed face up in what will eventually become a 3x3 grid. If you failed, the location card is still added to the map but is placed face down. The deck contains corruption cards. These take up a spot in your hand until cleansed, meaning discarded along with a matching hero. If you ever have 3 corruption cards in hand, you are poisoned and must place one of the corruptions on the map grid. The deck contains 4 to 6 raid cards. When drawn, everyone must contribute 1 story card to both battle and a combined story. If the group succeeds, the raid is defeated and discarded. If the group fails, the raid is moved to the map. The game ends when each player is explored at least once and the 3x3 map is complete. The group wins if the majority of the 9 map cards are explored locations. To break it down, play and trade cards, tell stories of your adventures, and prevent Luxian from destroying the world. That's Cartographer. Our games of Cartographer, including setup and takedown, average around 50 minutes. The central grid and hand size have limits, meaning the game never grows larger than its final state. Even so, 4 or more players should stick to dining tables. You could even play on the floor. With more people, your group will explore more often, meaning you could succeed quicker. On the other hand, it'll be hard to get what you need. Thank you, trading. And there's a higher chance that corruption and raid cards come out. If you want to just practice improvisation and card recognition, this might work with a strong reading 6-year-old. If experienced with modern games, creative 7 and 8-year-olds could try. In our 4th game of Cartographer, Dad drew corruption throughout almost the entire game, even after we emptied and reshuffled the deck. Thankfully, me and Mom could trade him whatever he needed and explore on other turns. Dad came him through the end, winning with an amazing story that spanned 2 characters' origins, conflicts, and gave hints there could be more in their futures. Cartographer's box can fit in your pocket, and I mentioned the table space earlier. Thanks to fairly simple rules, you can bring this and teach this just about anywhere. The rulebook is fine, but lacks clarification in a few spots. We've been told that this will be changed in future prints. The unique player rules have references on the back. If playing with 3 or fewer players, you can keep the extras nearby to avoid flipping cards often during your first few games. As with all card games, you'll have luck of the draw. Difficulty is adjustable, play with 4, 5, or 6 raid cards, and don't return corruption cards during the initial draw. Trading and a few miracle cards help in a pinch. The deck isn't massive, so those additional raids is more significant than it sounds. We've played some indie and or self-published games where the end is triggered when players have had enough. Seriously? The defined end here means that one way or another, your games will end, and the group can plan around that. Aside from the fixed story prompt or on corruption cards, all heroes, villains, and locations have 3 story prompts. Factor in players and how the cards come out, and you have a lot of variety and replayability. The story cards have flavor text at the bottom that shows you how the world fits together. This can be quite helpful if the names and or prompts don't immediately generate a story idea. Is your map going to be as real as a City Builder or 4X game? No, but it's cool to see the final layout. In one game, our entire west column was corrupt. I guess we knew which side Luxian was attacking from. We've played a surprising amount of storytelling games, from straightforward ones like Once Upon a Time to voting-based ones like Rose to Riches, but a co-op with trading and hand management that ties into a push-your luck element? Cartographer is unique there. The theme may be generic fantasy, but there's clearly care put into the actual settings, world, and characters. This helps players who may not be the best at improvisation. Board games who are normally put off of storytelling games might want to check this out, especially if they already contribute toward a larger story by playing fantasy RPGs. If you don't like the pressure to be creative on demand, or aren't particularly open to improv, this probably isn't what you're looking for.